What's going on, everyone? Striders here with Sit Down Gaming, and I have B-Stick accompanying me.
Hello.
CEO of BallerDomains.com. I'll never be able to say that. BallerDomains.com.
That's a good name, man. Surprised it was available when I got it.
It's so bad.
Anyway,
yes. So, this is the prediction for Week 3 of NA LCS. Predictions are always fun. I think I'll probably do a contest on this, so leave your predictions in the comment section below. And if you're right, with all your predictions for this week being 12 matches, then I'll send you a $5 RP card. Possibly 10. If you're the first one, I'll send you a $10 RP card. How about that? We'll do that. And,
dang.
yeah.
Swiggy swag getting
Yeah,
thrown out
swagging.
here. Then you had 9,000.
I make it rain on those lol
You had
hooks.
to pay out $45,000 in RP.
Hey, I said the first. The first person to leave a comment with a
Okay, then you
prediction.
pay out $22,000 because you said everybody that gets it right. You just do it first?
I said first.
Okay, I thought
Yeah,
you do
first.
first 10, everybody else left at 5.
No, first person to get it right gets 10. That's it.
Second person to get it right gets 10. First person to get it right gets 20. Thank you. I'll
Okay.
put that one.
Okay, fine. We'll do it that way. Third person gets nothing, because fuck you. You're third. You're not even the winner of the losers.
Worst places in the world are third.
Yeah. Everybody that's in third is terrible. Like, TSM right now is third, technically.
Oh.
I know, we're like both
I
TSM
apologize to all
fanboys.
TSM members if they ever actually see this. You're not third in my heart.
KX will appreciate it. Fuck everybody in TSM. No, anyway. So the first match we have is going to be Dignitas versus TSM. Dignitas has not been doing too hot lately, and TSM is doing okay. I mean, pretty much everybody's at 4-3 right now for their record, except for Dignitas is not doing too great. I mean, Dignitas 3-4. It's close, but they're still at a negative win ratio, and that really worries me. I still feel that TSM is Dignitas' kryptonite, though. I really don't see anything. I mean, they have their cute little mix-up where they can put Kiwi Kid in mid and put Scar top, but I mean, okay, so Dyrus is like, okay, I'm going against Skara as top lane. That would probably be better for Reginald, and worse for Dyrus. I personally still don't feel that Dyrus is all that great. I hate saying that because I love Dyrus. He's my boy. His dad is awesome as well, but at the same time, it's like, he's consistently mediocre. He doesn't do anything flashy. He doesn't do anything cool. I mean, you don't need to be cool to be an LCS, obviously, but he just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. For me, he's just there to be there. He's consistently mediocre. That's all you can say. If anybody's good, like an exceptional top lane, he will lose. It's not like he's always even or winning. He's not a double lift. He's not anybody else. He's just like there. He'll always lose his lane first out of anybody else in TSM. And I don't think that's good, but I still feel that TSM will win because Kiwi Kid has his moments. He's very inconsistent.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I don't see Dignitas pulling this one off. They'd have to get some good snowballing going to get this one turned around.
Yeah, I think if they do a crazy assassin comp like they did back in the day, but have assassins with tower damage. So if they were able to slip by Zed, I think they may be able to do something if they do a double assassin comp. Because I know they really like their assassins. That's been kind of a Dignitas trademark for a while, even though they can't really run it anymore. But with the new jungle changes, having an assassin at level 1 is decent, depending on who the assassin is.
Yeah.
If you can get some decent CC in there. So obviously it depends on the level 1s, but TSM's level 1s have never been great. So if Dignitas can pull off a really nice level 1 against TSM, they may be able to snowball that. but it'll be pretty tough for them, I think, to pull it off. I think TSM will be waiting for it because I think they know that they're weak level 1. So they'll either be waiting for it and turn the tides, or Dignitas just won't be able to predict where TSM's going. So overall, I think TSM's just going to go through.
Yeah, definitely. TSM for that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one. TSM. I have 2 TSM armbands, but they're all faded. So now it just looks like I'm repping gay pride.
Having a kid, you're not sure if it's going to be a boy or a girl, so one of those is...
Yeah, one of those. Something. It's kind of depressing because the cursed one I've had for the same length of time, and that one's just barely fading. So Curse clearly has a superior product. Therefore, they're going to win this second match against Velocity.
Dumped all their money into merchandising.
Yeah. I mean, Velocity's 1-6. They're having a tough time. Clearly having a tough time.
Yeah, they're going to get their act together, but I don't see them pulling it together in time to...
I really like their players, though, because if you look at any of my past videos, I mean, you'll see that I've recorded a lot of games with NK Inc., Valrose, Chris. I mean, Chris is an amazing Riven player, but if they block Riven, then what are they going to do? It makes it very difficult. Maple Street, I mean, he's Oddwin's brother. He's got to have some League of Legends blood. Maybe he got all the sound effects talent in the gene pool instead of the League of Legends talent. But I don't know. They put on a good show at the Challenger Series. I just don't see them beating Curse. I think Curse he's one of those teams that is really on the incline. They're just going to keep going up. It's not going to slow down. I mean, Curse, Edward, and Cop, they're just going to get way better synergy once they start to understand each other. Oh my gosh. His accent is so thick. Edward's accent is so thick. He's like, I don't like Las Vegas. It's too hot. But
that was a terrible impersonation.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Don't get me wrong.
We didn't do you justice there, buddy.
I don't do a Russian accent. Vodka. I just want vodka.
Now you're just being racist.
No, that's being honest. Because I would love vodka always and forever. It's my best friend. The third match of the day on Friday. This, by the way, this is at MLG Anaheim. MLG is an awesome tournament. They had some rocky starts when they started. When they had World of Warcraft and Halo. But they definitely got better over time, especially with their League of Legends. Once they had adapted to League of Legends, they did a phenomenal job. And they did a lot of showcase matches online, like from their studio in New York, with Optimal Tim casting. Optimal Tim is awesome. Shout outs to Optimal Tim. But make sure to go to MLG Anaheim or Dallas, I think is the next one after that, if you can go. But COG versus Vulcun. This match is going to be interesting. I personally put my bets on Vulcun. I think they will do better than CLG. I want CLG to come back and be a crazy huge fucking powerhouse in NA scene. But without Hotshot there, I don't know.
Yeah, I see Vulcun pulling this one off, even though the sway, the fans are looking towards CLG. They just have a bigger following in general from being around a little bit longer. But I'm going to say Vulcan's going to pull this one off, even though I think the records are even for those two right now.
I believe so. They may be even. I think, yeah, Vulcan and CLG are tied at 4-3 right now. But
so, I mean, it's going to be a close match. That one's a coin toss. I think Vulcan will have the edge. I think they'll pull it out, but I mean, they could go either way.
Yeah, the big thing is that Vulcan is an established team, and CLG changed, positions, members. I mean, they have Niantenso at top, which he's not really used to it. But if you watch his interview with Travis from State of the League, you'll see that he's very active as far as trying to get to be the best. He's not complacent to where he is. He knows he's not that good. He rated himself 3 out of 10 for top laning right now. So, I mean, somebody that's that harsh on themselves and is just spamming solo queue, just trying to get better at that top lane, I mean, the only good things are going to come from that. But yeah, I don't think week 3 is going to be enough for them. I really just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I think maybe week 5 or 6 they may be able to start pulling off some crazy upsets and wins. But right now I think Vulcun is just way too established for them. I don't see CLG pulling it off. The next one's going to be Coast versus Cloud9. In 2 new teams in the LCS. Cloud9 has a huge hype train behind them. Everybody loves Cloud9. High is awesome. L9 High.
Dominating. So
Dominating.
let's see if they'll keep that trend going.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really much to say. Team Coast, they've been getting by. I mean, they've been...
Yeah, they've been doing fine. Team Coast has been doing good. I think their record's standing at 4-3 as well right now. And,
yeah. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel to me that they've really... I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but they haven't beaten anybody that's really all impressive yet. I mean, they beat Velocity for one of their 4 wins. They beat Dignitas, who's doing terrible right now. At least I think they beat Dignitas on that one. They lost to TSM, which is pretty expected. I don't know. I don't see Coast doing that great. I think they just got good matchups in the first 2 weeks. That enabled them to get those wins. But once they go up against more established teams and the more seasoned teams, like once Curse gets back into the groove, once CLG gets back in the groove, I think they're going to float to the bottom pretty quickly. And the same may happen for Cloud9, but right now Cloud9's just doing an amazing job at stomping people in the face.
Float to the bottom?
Yeah.
I'm just going to point that out there.
Yeah.
That's a
different direction.
Yeah.
Well, if you flip shit upside down, they float to the bottom.
Mm.
Sometimes you want to be on the bottom. Lazier that way.
It's like a Willy Wonka thing, float to the death.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Tell you how to live your grammar and your word usage.
Shut your face. And then for the 5th match, of course, we're only like halfway, not even, but Vulcun versus Dignitas. What do you think on that one?
Vulcun versus Dignitas. Again, Dignitas has not been doing very well.
Do you think they'll bring it back, though?
It's hard to say. I mean, I want to swing more towards Vulcun on this one. Again, the vote's out more towards the people want Dignitas to win, but Dignitas is just more popular. Vulcan's been doing pretty good, and Dignitas just hasn't been bringing much to the table lately. Their game's just been sorely lacking, and unless they're going to do something different on one of these next games, they play the same way they've been playing, I think Vulcan's going to pull out a win on this one.
Yeah, I mean, Vulcan's just accrued so many sponsors lately. I think there's just too much pressure on them to fail. I don't see them losing to Dignitas.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're trying to get their name established, get up there and be one of the powerhouses that everybody goes to and they watch.
Yeah, they have a great manager. I mean, know what I'm saying? That's her name.
Saying.
Okay. No, I'm saying. Fucking, I hate her name because you can't say it in conversation without somebody be like, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's bullshit. Damn it, Nomi. I'll just call her Nomi. Nomi, the team manager. I mean, she's a great manager. She knows exactly what she's doing. I don't know how, but she has ties in with everybody that she just knows what she needs to do. And they have amazing scrim partners. Dignitas is doing great too, but they're in a huge slump right now, and I don't know why they are, and I don't know if they're really acknowledging it. They're like, yeah, we're playing bad, but they're not saying we're going to get better or we are realizing our mistakes. They're just saying, yeah, we played bad. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything because they basically are just taking credit away from the people that beat them. They're like, no, we're better than them. We just played bad. They're not, oh, they played way better than us and we need to find out how to counter that shit. They're not saying any of that. They're just losing and they're fine with it seems.
Yeah.
And so
losing is unacceptable in professional scenes. So
yeah, I don't see them going anywhere. I think they're going to be bottom 4 again. I think they're going to be in the Challenger Series at the end of I definitely don't think they're going to make it to the final 2. Next match after that is CLG versus Cloud9. Oh, the first team to beat Cloud9 was CLG.
Yeah, this is going to be
So it's a rematch. They're out for blood. Who do you think's going to win? I mean, there's a lot of pressure on CLG to be like, okay, we're the only ones that can beat Cloud9. Because
and this will pull up. Was it a fluke? Did they beat? I mean, Cloud9 was undefeated until then. Was that loss just a fluke? They made a bad call somewhere in the middle and it snowballed against them, or I mean, did Cloud9 learn from that? They figured them out. They're like, okay, so we got to do next time to beat them.
it's possible.
Will they take it to town like they have been every other team that they've come up against in this tournament?
They've just been wrecking them. But at the same time, I mean, a lot of the pros have been saying that Cloud9's just cheesing. But CLG was like the original cheese team. So I don't know if they just know all the cheeses or they know all the cheeses that Cloud9 would be doing, because I know they're scrim partners. So Cloud9 may have tried a lot of the cheeses, quote unquote, on CLG, and CLG just knows how to counter it. Because now that they have Hotshot on the sidelines just dedicated to watching the games and analyzing it, breaking it down, but not actually making calls, they can skyrocket up there, and I think they'll be able to hold on to their title against Cloud9. I don't think it'll be a fluke.
Yeah, and cheese is just cheese until it becomes the meta. So, I mean, what I think right now is just Cloud9's actually developing the new meta. Like, they're playing that super aggressive game, and they're just letting it snowball, and they're getting they're just rolling the other teams with it. And they're not giving up any ground once they get it. So, I mean, once they get ahead a little bit, they don't give any back. They just keep that lead, and they just bring it through to the Nexus, and that's it. So, I mean, CLG was able to stop that, and I think that's what won them the game. But are they going to be able to do it again, or did Cloud9 figure that out? I want to say Cloud9 is going to continue on their streak. I'd like to see them go all the way.
No way, CLG. CLG. CLG.
But it's definitely going to be a good match to watch. So we'll be sitting tight. We're going to go for Cloud9 on that one.
I mean, Double Lift just got a new car. So you know that CLG is going to bring some shit in that car.
So his mind's wandering elsewhere. He's been driving around.
That is probably true.
Insurance papers. Hasn't a lot of time to play. He's been taking little Instagram photos.
Oh my god, that wouldn't surprise me. Double is like everyone's trash. I have a new car. It's like some used car. It's like I don't remember. It was a 2003 or something. Getting a used car. Oh yeah. So
the license plate is TBR Lift.
Next match on Saturday. This is actually the third match for Saturday at MLG Anaheim. Is going to be Curse versus TSM. This is going to be another good match. A huge grudge match because TSM, I don't think, gets along with Curse.
They've duked it out 100 times, but I mean everybody's going for TSM on this one. And the fans, a huge percentage base going for TSM. I'm going to go for TSM. I love those guys, but Curse is definitely no pushover, so it's going to be a good match. It could go either way on that one. I'm gonna predict TSM coming up on top, but definitely another great one to watch.
The only thing I'm worried about is the fact that Cop and Edward are having so much trouble getting that synergy, because they keep talking about it in interviews. They're like, we just don't have the synergy yet. We need to communicate more. But at the same time, Edward is saying Cop communicates a lot more than Genja did. So, I mean, Edward's having a lot easier time on Curse than he did on Gambit Gaming. But that worries me because Edward was phenomenal when he was on Gambit. Like, he was probably best support in the world almost at that point. He was fucking crazy. And then you put him with Cop, who's an extremely passive AD. And I don't know. It's difficult to say. I mean, Cop's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely not bad. Everyone's giving him shit for it, but he's not a bad player. It's just I don't know if their play styles really mesh. But I think with the communication, and if they both kind of adapt and get into the middle from, Edward being really aggressive and Cop being really passive, if they can meet in the middle and be aggressive or passive and kind of learn how to adapt to each other's and the situations, I think they're going to be a huge force to be reckoned with. Like, that bottom lane is not going anywhere. That may outdo, like, Double Lift and Chowster. I think it'll be crazy. It'll be an interesting match, but I still think TSM will come out on top.
TSM for that one.
Don't make the turtle angry. But then the next one is Velocity versus Coast.
Coast is probably going to take that one. They've actually been doing pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, Velocity still has amazing players.
Velocity's got good players.
It discourages me that they're doing so bad or doing so poorly. They've got great
good
players.
They're just getting outplayed is the problem. They're not coming
They're getting outbaited.
They're getting outbaited and outsmarted every time.
God damn it.
But no, I mean when it's come down to some of those those decisions in the team fights, they just don't go well, and they just get rolled in some of their team fights, and that just completely just puts them under the bus for the rest of the game. They can't do anything. They can't bring it back.
Yeah, because a lot of times they're either even or ahead, and then they just throw some giant fight. It seems like they're really greedy over Baron. I don't know if that's just me, but it seems like they're really greedy. They'll fight for Baron. They're in the Season 2 meta still, it seems, where the Baron means everything. Where now it's like, okay, go take Baron. We'll take 2 inhibitors. And now your Baron means absolutely nothing except for a potential gold advantage. And then we wait 3 minutes until the inhibitors respawn, and then you're still being pushed into your base while we take Baron this time. Or not 3 minutes, but 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes.
You can't contest the next Baron, so...
Yeah, exactly. When you have that much pressure pushing your base, I mean, Baron buff lasts 3 minutes, but it respawns every 7, I think. Or lasts 4 minutes. Might last 4. But either way, I don't know. I think Velocity is just prioritizing incorrectly. They're not prioritizing objectives and winning the game. They're thinking Baron means everything when in reality it really doesn't. I mean, we've already seen so many backdoor wins this season from NA and LCS. Well, not backdoor, but they're like, hey, we're gonna do Baron, and then you have push 4 of your team members like delay them at Baron or prevent them from recalling, while you have one person just constantly pushing, taking an inhibitor. And it's like, yeah, you have Baron, but you can't do anything with it now.
Yeah, once that inhib's down, you just siege one of the other lanes, and it's so hard to defend against that.
So it's a 4 versus 5.
Yeah, it's a 4v5 on a siege, and at that point in the game, the towers don't do a whole lot for protection. So
exactly. The next one on Sunday, the first game on Sunday is going to be Vulcun versus Cloud9. This, I think, will be another interesting match. I mean, Cloud9 has still been doing amazing, but I don't know. I still think Vulcun is a really big force to be reckoned with. I think they're very underrated. It seems that not many people have faith in Vulcun for some reason. I just don't know why.
Yeah, that Cloud9 momentum, though, with their current record, they're just doing so good. If Vulcun doesn't change up the way they play against them, that I don't see them coming out on top on this one. So
yeah, I mean,
I definitely would pull for Cloud9 on this one. I mean, it's going to be a good match, but unless Vulcun really changes something up, I can't see them beating out Clowns9 like their aggressive style. So.
Clowns9. 9 clowns.
1 car.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9's only lost to CLG. I don't see them losing to anybody else for another week or 2. Because after they did lose that one, they said that they even got the whole mentality of, hey, we're pretty much better than everybody. We don't need to practice as hard, or we can try new shit. But now they've come back and said, yeah, we're going to go back to the stuff where we're going to have 3 or 4 main strategies and practice those nonstop all week. Because for LCS, you play 2 matches a week. So if you have, 4 strats, if one of them gets banned out, you can play one of the other 3. But you don't have to play, 7, 8, 10 strats when you're practicing. You only need to play like those 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So if a couple of them get banned out, then you're fine for that week. And then people may look at the previous week, ban out, and you're not even using a strategy anymore. And that was Cloud9's mentality. And that's a great mentality to have. You can't compete with that. Because if they ban out a strategy that's 2 weeks old, it's like, okay, congratulations, you ban out something that we aren't even practicing or planning on playing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I really don't see Vulcun winning on that one. I hope they do, because underdogs. Go underdogs. But I just don't know. Curse versus Coast.
That one's gonna be another close
one.
That's
a coin flip at this point. I
both those
really
teams,
don't know.
They both have even records.
Do they have even records?
I think so.
I thought Curse was lower.
Really?
I don't know.
Even.
Yeah, Curse is lower.
Curse is lower.
Curse is quite a bit lower. Well, two wins lower. I guess it's not quite a bit, but Curse is still not doing good at all. Hopefully they can bring this out against a newer team, but
yeah, again, that one could be a coin toss. That decision could come to early lane, and then just snowball. But we'll see. I would like to, my prediction would be the Team Coast is going to still pull through on that one since Curse hasn't been playing their best. But I mean, it's a new week, new day. If they play up to their potential, they could definitely take that one easy. So they've got to actually get their stuff together though, because they've been playing a little bit under the weather. So.
Because I know Liquid from Curse has been saying that they need to make some changes and things of that nature, but I don't know if he was talking about changes to the roster or changes to the practice regimen or what exactly he was meaning by that. And I don't know what they've actually changed. So this is the week that we'll have to decide of if their changes or if they even made any changes actually paid off or not. Again, for me, it's a coin flip. I think either of these teams could win. Curse obviously has the experience under their belt way more than Coast does, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything if Coast has the drive, the passion, and just the overall strategies and the skill. I mean, they have the solo queue skill, clearly.
Yeah.
But we'll find out. Now, CLG versus TSM. I mean, this is the match amongst the rivals. You either love CLG or you love TSM. Pretty much everybody loves TSM at this point because CLG is pretty much fallen off for quite some time. But I think TSM will come up. I don't think TSM's had any problems with CLG in a long time.
Yeah, they should be coming all heads on this one. Bay Life. But yeah, I think that one we're just gonna predict that one on TSM.
Yeah, I think Dyrus is going to have a lot easier of a time against Niantanto. Unless Niantanto freaking picks up some crazy-ass top laner. Which wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know if Dyrus would really be affected by it since he's been in top so long.
Yeah, he knows his top game.
Because I know Nian will randomly pick out like a Vayne top lane and stuff like that. That does some things, but it creates really easy ganks if you're playing a Vayne. She has Tumble and Condemn, but I don't know if that's going to stop the odd one.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see.
I think TSM will pretty much stomp it. I don't see CLG even coming close to that game. I think that's going to be a stomp for TSM. Last game of this week of LCS, we're going to have Dignitas versus Velocity. So, I mean, Velocity's 1-6. Dignitas is 3-4. They're not terribly far apart. Everybody's voting for Dignitas.
Yeah, again, Velocity, the great players, but their team synergy has just been not there. Once it gets out of the laning phase, they've just been throwing it away. They've just been losing fight after fight until the game's over. So it's like they need to figure out what to do there and pull all that talent to where it's actually synergized and working as a team.
They seem to have a lot of the same problems that Dig does, though. Because Dig has a lot of the same problems. They tunnel vision too much. And I think that's exactly what Velocity has. So I think they're in the same position. It's just that Dignitas is overall better players. So they have more experience on that stage.
They can take that lead and roll with it a lot better than Velocity does. Velocity might get the lead early game in the laning phase, and they throw it away as soon as it gets into any type of objective fight or team fight.
Yeah.
And where Dignitas, they handle that a little bit better if they get ahead and they get a lead. They know what to do with it when it comes down to that. So, I think Dignitas will pull that one out. It'll be a good match to watch because that's another one that could go either way depending on that early game.
Yeah, I really hope Velocity doesn't lose all 3 games this weekend. That would be really embarrassing. Yeah, that would not be good. I mean, that would almost be like GGU last season. I mean, GGU went from last place, like being 0-8 or 1-8 or something, to placing second or something. And so it's anything can happen. But as far as this early as it's going, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to vote for Dignitas on that one too. So that is our predictions for this week for LCS at MLG Anaheim, week number 3. So make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below for what your predictions are. Again, the first person to get it will get $20 in RP.
Yep.
$20 in RP. And the second team, or the second person that gets the prediction correct, will get $10 in RP. So we're going to give that out. It's going to be funsies. Make sure to go to ballerdomains.com for a domain if you want a domain. And
Website hosting.
yes, website hosting. Yeah, website hosting. There you go. If you want a website, Baller Domains. And then, of course, Strider signing out for Sit Down Gaming. Stay tuned for the new website that's going to be coming out hopefully within the next month or two. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.